Steel Shadow Blade, Desperate Skywalker. Chapter 1, The Lonely City Mechanic. In the far eastern border, there is a lonely city surrounded by vicissitudes of wind and sand, the Cold Mist City. The people of the city live a simple life, but in this desolate place, mechanical technology is extremely developed. A legendary mechanic named Ling Hanchuan was born here. Kangkawa is cold, taciturn, and doesn't talk much, but his hands can turn broken copper into amazing mechs and weapons. Although he is not good at words, he has a burning heart, and when the city is in crisis, he is always the first to stand up. Countless young men in the town admired and followed him because of his heroic and fearless temperament, but Hanchuan never took it to heart. In the cold fog city where the beauties are like clouds, many charming women compete to offer roses, hoping to touch Hanchuan's heart, but he is always calm and self-controlled, and only wants to protect his only beloved partner, the innocent mechanic Shui Yu. Mizuki is an innocent girl who has known Hanchuan since childhood, and the two are like siblings, and each other's mechanical craftsmanship reflects each other. She dissolves Hankawa's silence with a warm smile and becomes the only person he is willing to soften his heart. Chapter 2, The Dawn of the Shadow. One day, Cold Mist City was raided by the evil force Obsidian Alliance, a group of mysterious forces led by the demon lord Shadow Blade, who targeted the mechanical secret art in the hands of Hanchuan. In the ruins, Hankawa summoned the ultimate armor he had painstakingly built over the years, the Shadow Blade. This warframe combines advanced streamer power with a top-notch weapon system, flashing with an icy edge, as if it can cut through the void. Once the dazzling Shadow Blade is worn, Hanchuan's momentum is like the arrival of an ancient god of war, and his cold gaze sweeps across the battlefield, making the enemy fearful. He was silent, walking with the steps of a steel beast, sweeping through the enemy army all the way, and no one could beat him. Shui Yu also assisted on the side, and through the remote control system, repaired the damage to Hanchuan's armor, and the two worked together tacitly. The Obsidian Alliance's conspiracy seems to be more than just seizing technology. The true purpose of Shadow Blade is to awaken an ancient taboo, the dragon core that can control the energy of heaven and earth, and this dragon core is hidden in the ancient mechanical temple beneath Cold Mist City. Chapter 3, The Secrets of the Mechanical Temple. Risking their lives, Hankawa and Suizuki infiltrate the Temple of Machinery, where they find it full of ancient runes and mechanical traps. Hankawa uses his extraordinary skills to crack them one by one, and behind each trap lies a lost history. As the two dig deeper, they discover that the Dragon Core is a self-aware, high-tech crystalline that can merge with mechanical creatures and grant the controller infinite power, but it can also devour the mind. At this time, the Obsidian Alliance led by Shadow Blade also tracked down, and the two sides engaged in a fierce battle. While protecting the Dragon Core, Shui Yu also began to be deeply moved by Hanchuan's tenacity and justice, and secretly felt affection. Although Hanchuan was indifferent, his feelings for Shui Yu had already sprouted in his heart, and he knew that if it weren't for her company, he would have been lost in the war and steel. Chapter 4, The Dark Tide is Surging. Among the high-level leaders of the Obsidian Alliance, there is an inner ghost, the heroic mechanic of Cold Mist City in the past, Sword Shadow. Due to differences in philosophy, he switched to the enemy camp and became Shadow Blade's most powerful assistant. Sword Shadow secretly uses a trick to try to take away the Dragon Core, and challenges Hankawa with the double-edged battle armor Nether Shadow forged by himself. The two used to be classmates and friends, but they turned against each other because of their different ideas. During the battle, the speed and killing intent of the Sword Shadow made Hanchuan fall into a bitter battle for a while, but Hanchuan knew that strength was not the only one, and with his firm belief and protection of the Water Moon, he inspired the ultimate power of the dazzling Shadow Blade, Dawn of Heaven. Once this power erupted, it was like the light of dawn breaking through the darkness, the battlefield instantly brightened, and the attack of the Sword Shadow was completely disintegrated. Chapter 5, Choices in the Desperate Realm. After the battle, the power of the Dragon Core began to spiral out of control, shaking the entire mechanical temple. Hanchuan must make a choice, use the power of the Dragon Core to save Cold Mist City, or seal it to avoid an even greater catastrophe. With Suizuki's encouragement, Hankawa decides to integrate the Dragon Core into the dazzling blade, making the Warframe the new guardian, but this also means that he will always be bound to the Dragon Core. At this moment, Shadow Blade led the last of the obsidian remnants to attack in an attempt to capture the dragon core. Han Chuan and Mizuki fought hand in hand, experiencing the ambiguous emotions of life and death, and became more and more determined in the steel and fire. Eventually, the Shadow Blade turned into the most dazzling steel dragon in the world, and Han Chuan became the true master of the dragon core, crushing all conspiracies with absolute power, and the Obsidian Alliance was wiped out. Chapter 6 Heaven Knows No Bounds. Cold Mist City was saved, and Han Chuan became a legend. With the awakening of the power of the dragon core, he opened the door to cosmic exploration. Suijitsu becomes his partner and companion, and the two cross the Sea of Stars to meet unknown challenges and adventures. Han Chuan has transformed from an indifferent and lonely mechanic to an invincible warframe god of war, and Suijitsu lit up his world with a pure heart. Their story will be sung in heaven and earth and become a heroic legend for future generations. Wherever the sword points, it is invincible and its power knows no boundaries. Chapter 7, The Mystery of the Sea of Stars. Han Chuan and Suijitsu harness the dazzling Shadow Blade Steel Dragon, which fuses with the dragon's core, and travels through the stars into a sea of stars that is inaccessible. Their goal is to find an ancient mechanical relic, the Heart of the Stars, which is said to hold the secret of maximizing the power of dragon cores. However, the Sea of Stars is not empty, and hides mysterious mechanical creatures known as nether spirits. These creatures appear to be self-aware and unusually sensitive to the energy of the dragon core. As the Shadow Blade approached the ghost realm, an ominous sense of oppression filled the air. Shui Yu was in the cockpit, analyzing the data with a serious expression. Han Chuan, I have detected that there are multiple nether spirits gathered in front of me, and their energy fluctuations are extremely strong. Perhaps they want to seize the dragon core. Han Chuan said in a deep voice, they are not good, we are ready to fight. As soon as it fell into the encirclement of the ghosts, the steel dragon was struck by countless flashes of energy. Kankawa activates the Shadow Blade's defense system, and the metal body instantly generates an energy shield. The battle is fierce, light and shadow are intertwined, and Hankawa uses the energy waves released by the mastery and the dragon core to slash continuously and knock the ghost back. After the battle, Shui Yu's brows tightened. These ghosts behave strangely, as if they are guarding some kind of secret. Han Chuan nodded, we must find the Heart of the Stars and uncover the mystery of the Sea of Stars. The two of them piloted the dazzling blade and continued deep into the Sea of Stars, facing deeper dangers and truths. Chapter 8, The Awakening of the Heart of the Stars. The steel dragon of the dazzling blade made its way through the encirclement of the nether spirits and finally arrived at the Heart of the Stars, a mechanical relic in the depths of the Sea of Stars. This ruin was like a huge brilliant crystal, suspended in the dark void, emitting a faint blue-purple light. Han Chuan stood at the entrance to the ruins, feeling a mysterious force calling him. He stepped in slowly, the metal floor beneath his feet resonating in a low voice, and ancient runes lit up automatically, as if to authenticate the Shadow Blade. Shui Yu followed closely, her eyes full of awe. This place is full of the breath of ancient civilization, and the dragon core seems to have some kind of connection with this place. Suddenly, a huge mechanical altar rose in the center of the ruins, and a crystalline core device floated on the altar, the star core. Han Chuan stretched out his hand, and as soon as he touched the star core, the surrounding space suddenly distorted, and the Heart of the Stars began to awaken, releasing an incomparably strong energy fluctuation. The dazzling Shadow Blade resonated with the star core, and Han Chuan felt the energy fusion of the dragon core and the star core in his body, and his battle armor began to automatically deform, shining with unprecedented light. It's upgrade of the Shadow Blade! Mizuki exclaimed. As his strength skyrocketed, Han Chuan's senses became extremely acute, and he seemed to be able to hear the call from the depths of the Sea of Stars, and feel the pulsations of countless stars. However, the awakening of this force has also attracted the covetousness of the dark forces in the distance. In the remnants of the Obsidian Alliance, He Yan, the leader of the Shadow Order, is quietly gathering forces and preparing to launch the final blow against Han Chuan. Han Chuan took a deep breath. Shui Yu, the road ahead is more difficult, but as long as I have you, I have nothing to fear. Shui Yu clenched her hands and showed a firm smile. Let's go to the end together, protect this Sea of Stars, and also protect our future. Dazzling Blade incarnates into the Star God of War in the light of the Heart of the Stars, and the two embark on a new chapter of fate together. Chapter 9, The Shadow Order's Assault. The light of the Heart of the Stars illuminates the entire Sea of Stars, and the dazzling Shadow Blade shines with an incomparable steel light under the control of Han Chuan. But the calm of all this is just the calm before the storm. The Shadow Order of the remnants of the Obsidian Alliance is on the move. The leader of the order, Black Flame, is a mysterious warrior who wields dark energy and possesses strange powers that can corrode steel. He controlled the necromantic machine in one hand, ready to annihilate Han Chuan in one fell swoop. In the gloomy base, He Yan stared coldly at the battle situation on multiple screens. The fusion of the Dragon Core and the Star Core will give Han Chuan unprecedented strength. If we let him continue, we will lose control of the Sea of Stars forever. He then issued the order, use all your forces to launch a surprise attack on the heart of the stars at once. I want to see the radiant blade turn to ashes in the darkness. Underscore 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 un. Starry Sea Storm. Han Chuan and Shui Yu are adjusting their energy in the heart of the stars, and the fusion of the Dragon Core and the Star Core has brought huge side effects, and the two of them must stabilize this force, otherwise the entire Sea of Stars will be affected. Han Chuan, although this power is powerful, it is also like a double-edged sword, and it will backfire if you are not careful. Shui Yu reminded with a solemn expression. Han Chuan closed his eyes in silence, took a deep breath, and said silently in his heart, guard, always guard. At this moment, multiple black lightning bolts suddenly erupted from beyond the stars, and the Shadow Order's necromantic mechanical legion poured in like a tide, obscuring the sky and the sun. The dazzling Shadow Blade Steel Dragon quickly rose into the air, and Han Chuan clenched the blade with both hands, his cold eyes revealing endless determination. Underscore 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 un. Battle for the Stars. The two sides engaged in a large-scale fierce battle in the void. Hankoa's dazzling blade combined with the energy of the Star Core, swinging a series of streamer slashes, each blow like a meteor cutting through the darkness. The moon is used as a support system to repair damaged armor and emit powerful electromagnetic pulses to dismantle the enemy's control system. He Yan personally appeared, and with the power of corrosion, he attacked the cold river. The energy of the two collided in the Sea of Stars, and an earth-shattering explosion of light erupted. Han Chuan, you are too obsessed with power and protection, that will only bring destruction. Black Flame taunts. Han Chuan responded in a deep voice, guarding is my belief. Strength is only a means of protection. The Shadow Blade transformed into a steel dragon, spread its gigantic wings, swallowed up the starlight, and slashed at the black flames with one sword. He Yan was repulsed, but he sneered, this war has just begun. Underscore 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 un. The bond of love and steel. Between the battles, Hankoa looked back at Suijitsu and saw the worry and determination on her face. The silent Han Chuan rarely spoke at this moment. Shui Yu, with you, I can hold on until now. Shui Yu gently held his hand. Han Chuan, no matter how difficult and dangerous the road ahead is, let's face it together. The two held hands tightly together, becoming the strongest source of strength in each other's hearts. Underscore 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 un. Zingai Future. After the decisive battle, the heart of the stars operated steadily, and the power of the fusion of the Dragon Core and the Star Core was effectively controlled. Han Chuan and Suiho become the guardians of the Sea of Stars, facing the unknown challenges of the endless universe. The shadow of the black flame was still looming in the distance, waiting for another chance to strike. Han Chuan stood at the top of the heart of the stars, staring at the distant galaxy. His eyes were resolute. No matter how many enemies attack, I will protect this heaven and earth, protect you, my water and moon. Shui Yu smiled back, and the two of them turned into light, soaring in the Sea of Stars on the dazzling Shadow Blade, achieving their own legends.